Here we go.
Mm. Good morning. Good day.
Good morning. Namaste.
Namaste. Super Bowl Sunday. We're in Philly. Got my green on. Yeah. Kind of. And it's icy. Another ice storm here. It's been really kind of a long winter. Really time to go in. I don't know if a lot of people are feeling that, but to me, it feels long. And I grew up on the Great Lakes. So it's like never ending, never ending. Big energies this week. We talked yesterday a little bit in the class, um, yesterday that we just finished the second module of the Building Your Temple of Light, which has been really fun. We'll get that up on the website. So if you weren't able to join us live, you can always purchase the class and do it at your own pace, which it's there and it was really quite extraordinary. So but the frequencies are really intense and you're probably feeling it in all kind of ways. I sound like a broken record every week. But we're definitely feeling it. Um, and I would say ease and grace, lots of water, taking care of yourself, meditation, all those things we do, but we're really being prepared. And they say it's going to just speed up. So, I don't know if you want to fasten your seatbelt or get a surfboard out. Maybe a surfboard would be better so you don't feel like you're being whipped around by everything. Um, and I will say this, definitely physical symptoms are really up for people big time in all different kind of ways. Headaches, backaches, knees, feet. I felt a lot on my feet last night, just really interesting as you move through this density going through your body. So the other thing is we're really excited, and we talked a little bit about this last week, was the equinox retreat. We are filling up, so if you do want your spot, please register. Early bird pricing ends the 17th. Um, we're working through logistics, so if you have questions, some of you have reached out to me. I've responded to you privately, and I think it's going to be an amazing, amazing journey together.
Next
Yeah,
level of geomancy,
yeah.
working with planetary consciousness, planetary grids.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what that is, or?
Yeah, I mean, when we go through this stellar activation cycle, and in particular, this year is really focused. It's kind of like each month is like a strand of DNA, and there's upgrades at the what we mean by stellar is, we're getting cosmic upgrades, right? We're getting from the galactic level, from the soul, or stellar, or the suns, Arcturus and Pleiades, and even Andromeda. There's all these energies that are coming in through this photon belt, and each month we're kind of activating this. Right now, like between the 8th and like the 15th of the month, those energies kind of get downloaded into the planet. And so this month is the seventh strand. So we're working with the crown chakra. And we're starting to move out of the body into these non-physical chakras. And that has an effect on grounding, really. You start to kind of raise your vibration, you kind of raise up out of your body almost when you start to turn on your crown chakra. So it's real important to stay grounded. And sometimes those aches and pains are clearing. Sometimes they're re-encryption. Sometimes it's to help you stay in the body too. It's spirit is perfect, so everything is in a process of ascension and clearing. And the planet's going through that. And as we open up our strands of DNA to these new frequencies, they start to talk at the non-physical level. We call it the morphogenetic field, or the scalar way, consciousness, and it starts to talk to the planet. And those of you that have the codes, or we all have our set of codes. And so the planet needs all of us to bring those codes. And sometimes you're doing it unconsciously. You just kind of go here, you go there, and you're kind of like, oh, wow, that was amazing, right? And then sometimes when you start to get like these activation cycles, you're actually communicating with the Stargate, you're communicating with the ley lines, the portals, and that's really exciting for us because there's the surface portals and then there's the inner Earth portals. Those ones we know that we call, what is that one in underneath Mount Shasta called Telos, right?
Yeah.
There's all these different, and the Anahazi, right? Was the Anahazi or Anastasi? I always get them mixed up with the Elohai, and they
Anastasi, maybe.
Anastasi. They they were there in the Four Corners area, and so we're being called to go there, and we've been guided. It was like we thought we were doing a retreat here for the spring equinox. Now it's there, and so yeah, there's a certain level of when you work with geomancy, which is geo, right? Mancy is the mathematical equations to scalar waves. All of this not energetic. Your DNA is talking, and when you start to ground it through the planet, you open up more of your divine blueprint. It's we think we're going there to do the work, and we are. We're gonna, but it's you're blueprinted for these specific places on the planet. And so, if you feel called to Chaco Canyon for spring equinox, that's a great alignment for that. And we're gonna be grounding our. Oh, by then we'll be in our eighth chakra in March. So that'll be a fun, and hopefully we'll get some inner Earth action from
I
our.
think there's definitely going to be a lot of inner earth for me when the trip started to land. I kept saying to Michael, Chaco Canyon, and if you've never been there, it's a really powerful place. And that it's a national park and they only let you see part of it. There is so much more that's there that is incredible. And it's circular. And if you look at some of the drone footage, these kivas are very earth, very Mother Earth. And you go into these kivas and you can lay. And a lot of the work we were doing in the class and the toning and the feet was what the native, a lot of the shamanic native cultures did, the indigenous. And what it does is it activates. So I feel that, between Mesa Verde and Canyon of the Ancients, I mean, there's so much there that they've been holding it. What they've been saying to me, the ancients have been saying to me is they've been holding it to kind of like activate it for this time. They've been waiting a lot like the Stellas. If you go down to the Yucatan, I mean, there's these giant rocks, stones, where they used to put their consciousness in, the mind would put their consciousness in and wait thousands of years for the right time to jump into a body to do the work or do the teachings. So there's this whole transmission that's happening beyond, I think, but anything we can really understand from a linear standpoint. So if you're called, it's really that activation, that transference, is the epigenetics of your DNA with the land, with the soil, with the rocks, with the air, so they're so happy we're coming. I did I was sharing this yesterday. I did this detailed itinerary and sent it out, and then I heard we had some like energetic interference, which happens. You start pumping out a lot of light, putting it there. So I kind of had to bunker it up, and that's okay. And I think we'll be divinely protected. I think there's going to be lots of magic. Certainly in Mesa Verde. I mean, I didn't put this on the website. There were so many ships. Michael and I went up. Like, you can see them as you drive up, and it's really like a portal. So I even had a dream.
Feels like an airport.
It's just so active. And the other thing is, it's a beautiful place to see the stars. The night sky is really incredible, and to lay and be in that. And where we're staying is a 50-acre private ranch. So there's not going to be noise or lighting. It's really to be in that, in the quiet. So you'll have plenty of time to integrate and be with the land. We'll do group work, and then we'll do, let you. One of the beauties about traveling that we've learned is when you're on a schedule, go, 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 sometimes you need time just to breathe. And we want you all to have your own space to do that, whatever you choose. And so we loved traveling with Aluna when we went to Palenque. And she really gave us the time to be in those sites and really
Talk to the Stellas.
talk to the Stellas and lay on the land. And I mean, we had hours where we were just allowed to be. So we're going to, allow
Talk
you
to
to
the site. Pyramids.
because you've all been called in your own mastery and your own DNA to do it. And if you're not with us, you're certainly with us because you're anchoring the energy codes here, wherever you are. So we're all connected. So kind of have a group that are going frontline and then another group that'll be ground crew wherever they live or whatever they're doing. But the spring equinox really launches a critical point in our evolution as a species, as a planet. I was talking with the trees yesterday, and they were saying there's so many dying, and they're cutting down a lot of trees by us with putting in new power lines and clearing property to build a house. And it's disturbing. It really rattles me energetically. And the trees said, don't worry, we're ascending. Like we're actually already at New Earth. We're already in this higher dimension. And we're holding that for you to get here. And even with some of the animals. And I was like, oh, so, I do get sad. And at the same time, it was like I felt some sense of relief. And so I did invite them. I said, well, you can still stay here and, put your roots and come over and live at our house if you want on our property. So, um, but there's really big evolution going on. And you probably seen in your animals too. We are big time. So yeah, and the other thing we're gonna do, and then I'll just get off the little whatever I'm talking about. Um, we really feel energetically for people, it's important to have really deep dive into your own spiritual work. And so there's two things we're going to do. We're going to be offering silent retreats here privately for people a Friday, Saturday, half day, Sunday to come one-on-one meditation. Your meals will be provided. You'll get an alchemy session with some of you have done that with us to really have the opportunity. And we'll probably do it once a month and save the space for somebody. Like you would just come here and be in the quiet. Because people are going to really need that as they evolve. And that's a great way to do a reset, as we call. Is there anything you want to say about that?
I've been a big proponent, advocate for silent retreats, and they're so necessary. They're so needed. Like you really should have like a fast, 3 days a month, where you just let your body be quiet and let the body heal instead of the energy always working to digest your foods. If you don't ever give it a break, the energy is not gonna go, the prana is gonna keep digesting your food, and you don't really realize how much energy goes into digesting your food because it's your everyday commitment. Now you go on a silent retreat for 3 days, and we're gonna feed you.
Well, it'll be
We're not,
vegetarian,
we're not gonna
Ayurvedic.
starve you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's gonna be, it's gonna be Ayurvedic. So Ayurvedic is all about balancing your doshas, balancing your elements, your air, water, fire, and allowing all the blockages in your body to be unblocked, right? So that the energy goes and goes where it goes, needs to go to release toxins, to heal the body. So it's really great for healing, right? And I've done retreats personally, and we've had we lived in an ashram in Crestone, Colorado. We used to do it. Everyone would like wait for every brahmachari would wait for their one time a year where they got to go for 3 days to go sit in the and do their silent and this nobody. And then we have the other ones would come and bring you the food. So you get get your breakfast shake in the morning, the Ayurvedic shake, and then you get your lunch and your dinner. And it's just a time for journaling and for going in and stopping the chatter. Again, another thing is you don't realize, more people are becoming more realized, but how much mental chatter is going all the time, how much energy you use in mental chatter. Like you get on the computer for an hour or two and watch your vibration go. Phew. It's because you're
Oh,
using so much energy in your brain. So if you really want to go deep, you really want to start to invoke your God self and really want to connect with God, you need to take something like a 3 day retreat. It's so powerful for you. So, I mean, I really can't speak more about it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to offer that now, I
Yeah.
guess.
And the other thing is, and this will be going up, and we've been testing it with a couple people, couple clients, is a deep dive. It's a 3-month program commitment, and it's one-on-one. And we meet weekly. You have specific meditations we do weekly for you, assignments, depending on where you are in your process. We also feel people are going to need that reset, and it's not in a class or a group. It's really one-on-one and really tuning in. And we've had a lot, I mean, the feedback's been great. And so that's something is Michael called a soul core alignment. And that's if you really to kind of, I called it spiritual boot camp. He didn't like that because it's intense because we can tell, if you're doing the meditations and you're staying with it, energetically we can feel it. So, and it's a great way. It's kind of a combination of meditation, a little bit of coaching, homework assignments every week that you have to do, practices that we suggest. I mean, there's a whole myriad of things. So that's going to be is one of our new offerings too. We'll get up in the next week.
Soul core alignment, soul core alignment. It's like soul contracts. Have you tuned into your soul contracts? Are you just living life the way you normally live it? Have you tuned into it, aligned with it, been in integrity with what your soul is here to do versus what you're doing, you know? And, a lot of people just don't have the willpower. There's just not enough willpower where people focus. I mean, how many can sit and look at your third eye and just be there for 10 minutes and just focus at your third eye?
And this was a great question. It's all online because our two people are someone's in Arizona, someone's in Boston that we've been working with. So it's um online. And I will say this, the experience about that is, and this is just our reflection and not a judgment. We have a lot of people come to us and like they come and they have this great session. They really reset the energy. They're vibrating really high, and then they go back to their life. And then they come back again months later, sometimes a year later, and we have to like, and so we're moving so fast as a collective, it's to help them stay with the momentum, to help you stay with momentum. And the 3-month period, a really 13-week period we got was after that, you really don't need us. I mean, if you want to, that's nice, but you're kind of in the momentum and your own mastery, and it really starts to catch, which has been awesome to see. And so we did some testing, and it was um, really exciting to watch the growth, and the feedback was amazing. Like we weren't sure how it was going to work, but it's been, yeah.
We all have tools we've been given for our spiritual growth, and we use them, we don't use them. We know which ones do we use, and we're always at the effect of the third senses and the third world dynamic. What's the design for this is to create willpower, momentum, so that you can have that attention, so that you can connect. Willpower is one of the basic things needed for spiritual intuition. And you really want spiritual intuition because spiritual intuition is an aspect of your being. And that's the soul aspect of coming online. And we really want that's the momentum that we're trying to connect, or which we would like for you to connect, is so that you hear your soul and your soul is talking to you. And that's the connection because everyone's individual and which tools to use. Your higher self knows exactly what tools to use. And that's what we focus on is what does your higher self want you in this moment? What's the part that you need to move forward? And when you start to get that momentum, that practice of tuning into your higher self, what your higher self wants for you in this moment, it gets grounded.
It's magic, yeah.
And then you are like, oh yeah, I got this now. And sometimes you just need a little help on what did that look like? We're so used to somebody talking to us and you're getting the messages and you don't know it maybe, right? So It helps to presence that and presence the energy and to move into it to unlock whatever that next soul contract is or energetic opening for you. So
That's all.
thank you for,
Nice to talk to you, Big Thing.
I didn't realize we were going to
I
talk about
didn't,
all
me neither.
that.
Oh no, spirit works in magical ways. So we hope you're all doing well. It's
It's great when those sessions, when the whole higher self and our higher selves are together and it's magic. Magic is
oh,
happening.
we receive
It's like we
with
get,
like
yeah.
they're like we're getting worked on with that person. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. All right, so let's meditate a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah?
sounds great.
Okay.
Do the rainbow bubble that we did last week. That was delicious. We listened back to these meditations. We were sharing this yesterday. And each time you do it, you hear something new. And again, it builds momentum. These are free, they're on YouTube. Go back to them, listen to them, like them so we can get those ads off, Keep liking so we can get through the logarithm. I'm hoping soon. Yeah. We've tried everything.
What do we pay for? We pay the premium, pay for the premium.
We've done,
Okay.
yeah, anyway,
All right.
all part of the matrix.
Just check your posture. Just kind of fall back into your spine. Presence your tailbone. Presence your root. And just to breathe from your root chakra. Notice if it's open. Most people's are open. The first strand of DNA is always open for physical reality. Just breathe up, bring in some prana, some life force. It's called some telluric energy from the Mother Earth. Bring it up into your root. Just allow it to roll around in your root chakra, your perineum. Just see that you're open, that your hips are open, maybe you can feel that little conduit of light, as if it was a beam of light from your root chakra, from the center of your root chakra down into the core of Mother Earth. And then feel that open, that tube, and just breathe into the energy, the telluric energy, into the root chakra. Feel it charging a little bit, and then just push it gently down through that tube and gently clearing it. So you might visualize that clearing energy as a silver white, pale silver energy, just breathing it up into your root chakra, holding, and then just punching it or gently pushing it down through the tube of light, the conduit. You may feel some resistance because you're kind of moving through the magnetic energies of Mother Earth, her core and her force fields, but you're totally connected. So as you kind of maybe even feel yourself kind of the spiraling now, the energy starting to spiral down through the tube, through the conduit, called the antakarana, breathing into your root and then pushing downwards. Just like we said a little bit before, I think surfing downwards till you feel yourself kind of landing at the core of Mother Earth. Maybe you're moving into an inner chamber. The core of Mother Earth, that inner chamber is very diamond-like, stalactite-like, very etheric in nature. And just see yourself kind of landing into that core consciousness of Mother Earth. And you may see it as an eternal flame, a portal, source portal, the core of Mother Earth. You may see it just as a sphere of crystalline diamond light. You may see it. Sometimes we see it as diamond. We kind of superimpose the hardness of diamond, but this is nothing. This is not hard at all. Very interactive, as if it's a plasma being, and have your plasma tube of light. Just notice yourself kind of connecting in. Maybe you're welcomed in. Maybe the plasma kind of envelops you or the image of you, or maybe you just like a gentle tendrils merging your antakarana into this plasma field of light. And when you feel you're connected, you may put your hands on the crystal or may put your hands on the plasmic light. It may be a very huge chamber. Living, breathing, diamond plasma consciousness. And you're just sitting in front of it and you're kind of connected already through the tailbone or through the antakarana at the root chakra. You can go ahead and connect at the tailbone too if you wish. Send a gentle stream of plasma, diamond light from your tailbone because you're standing now, there's a mini you, a Krystos you, standing in front of the crystalline consciousness, the core of Mother Earth. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and put your hands, allow yourself to touch and feel. You may even feel like a little spark kind of moves through your hands, to the soles of your hands. You may feel the blue, like electricity from your fingertips connecting in. And you're still kind of becoming accustomed to this very high frequency as you're breathing there and attuning to this plasma Krystos core. You're noticing how your breathing is softening and slowing, and there's a level of attunement to that Krystos plasma field of Mother Earth. You may even start to feel like your hands are being pulled in ever just gently. It's almost like they're just kind of being held and massaged, and allow your hands to move as far as your wrist. And notice how the plasma is informing the wrist and the hands and the fingertips. That's at the physical level, but go even a little deeper now. Go into the energetic level. Feel how the energy is flowing through your hands, through your fingertips. And maybe it's matching your breathing. As you're breathing in energy from the plasma's field into your plasmic body there that's attuned to the Earth core consciousness, Mother Earth. Notice how your hands, and you're noticing that the hands are outstretched in front of you. These are your plasmic arms. Your physical arms are laying right there next to your body. But your plasma arms, you can feel them as they're touching, exploring, merging, breathing in the frequencies into your plasma self, allowing it to charge, and then exhaling those frequencies back through your arms, through your hands, through your fingertips, back into the core of Mother Earth. Maybe even notice how the energy that you are exhaling into, how they're being received. Maybe there's like a scintillation of the diamond plasmic sphere in front of you. Maybe you see little chromatic lights as you breathe energy from your plasmic being moving into the plasmic self of Mother Earth. Notice if you can feel or sense where those energies are going. You may even get a sense that the microcosm of this plasma core consciousness that you're tuned into now is kind of key code. It already knows your DNA. It already knows your angelic human blueprint. It could not have known it when you became in through fetal integration to the planet. So it already kind of is tuned to your divine DNA template, blueprint. As you breathe in energy, she's breathing in her light codes to match the DNA, your specific DNA blueprint. And as you charge that light in your plasma body, the DNA responds. And then you exhale you could call them scalar waves, you could call them plasma waves, you could call it prana. So you're exhaling back into the consciousness of Mother Earth. You may notice that as you do so, there's like these silver white threads of light that are coming through your fingertips that go out into, it looks random. It just looks like it's just kind of moving through the plasmic consciousness, Mother Earth. But see if you can sense, while staying focused there, there's also this plasma grid around the surface of Mother Earth. It's as if you're breathing out your DNA codes and their plasmic silver white threads that go into the consciousness of Mother Earth, and she directs them out into the planetary grid. You may feel it or see it as like veins, capillaries, arteries. You may see it as silver white threads. Breathing in the energy through your hands, shoulders, into your heart now. Holding in your heart, charging in your heart, allowing your heart to sync with your divine blueprint. And exhaling back through your heart, through your shoulders, arms, fingertips, your codes. Simultaneously, as you're breathing in the new energy from Mother Earth, and she's upgrading your blueprint ever so progressively and perfectly for you, Simultaneously, you can also notice how that codes, she's sending those codes out into a planetary grid, crystalline grid. And you may get a sense of where your codes are going. You may get a sense, oh, my codes are going to Ireland. My codes are going to Uluru. Going to the UK, going to Bimini, Greece, Lake Titicaca, Sarasota, Machu Picchu, Jerusalem, India, Antarctica, Tibet, Nepal, Iran, Iraq, Egypt. Each one of you, through your breathing, through your personal grid of light, your Buddha Krystos Self, connected and merged into the planetary Krystos consciousness, exchanging Krystos codes into your DNA, receiving, exhaling, transmitting back into Mother Earth. And she sends those codes to your specific stargates. See if you can notice which ones are you drawn to. Maybe you're getting an image. Maybe you're already traveled there astrally. And it's okay if you feel like you're not getting any specifics right now. The hybridization of the divine human blueprint sometimes takes a time for the original blueprint to come back and surface and re-encrypt body that you've inherited in your lineage, you've accepted to your soul contracts. Each of us is feeling pretty integrated now with the plasma self of Mother Earth or Christos diamond consciousness. The invitation now is in front of you where your hands are connected in and your wrists. Notice if you've already noticed there's like an arch or an oval doorway in front of you. You've already kind of connected into it, but now it's kind of framed as a portal that's about, well, maybe 8 to 12 feet, depending on your size. And we're taking into account your plasma body size right now. Because your physical body's sitting here in your home, but you're experiencing all of this through your plasma self. And the invitation is for each of us to kind of walk in simultaneously through our portals and to kind of meet inside this plasma temple that's being created for us within the consciousness, the diamond consciousness, Krystos consciousness of Mother Earth, Mother Tara, Mother Gaia. So with the next inhale, we're just going to kind of charge up, breathing in, holding in your heart with the intention. I would like to move through, be received into the Krystos planetary heart shield. And as you exhale, just walk right through. We'll do it together and exhale. Step through. And before you just kind of get acclimated, you may feel some images. You may feel some light beings around you, some of which are waiting for us. Guardians that are holding this chamber for us so that we can collectively be together in the Maharic shield of the 12th dimensional original blueprint of Mother Earth. Some people call that Aramatea, portal into our 12 dimensional universe. Just become accustomed to the frequency. If you want to turn around a little bit in your plasma body, you can kind of check and see if the arch is still behind you, but you're kind of in this domed, almost like a sacred platonic solid. It looks almost like a, so what's the 20-sided one that's called again? It's called an icosahedron. Yes, like an icosahedron. It kind of mirrors the icosahedron of the planetary grid. There's one within the surface, underneath the surface of Mother Earth, like a layer of fine energy and etheric energy. And there's also one around, we call it the magnetosphere, the ionosphere, the coronosphere. And just tune into the frequencies of that icosahedron. Frequencies of the icosahedron is like water. We're also feeling the elemental waters, those which are in the surface of Mother Earth. You may see or feel that sacred geometry icosahedron superimposed within the layers, within the crust and the mantle. And you're breathing in the Krystos codes from the icosahedron bubble that we're in. It's in the core of Mother Earth. And you can kind of breathe into the icosahedron that's beneath the surface of Mother Earth. Yeah, there's like a, as you're tuning into that, just allow that to continue. There's a progression that's happening. As you breathe, you're also charging up that sacred waters, Maharic shield waters, Krystos waters that are within the core and crust. We're also aware of our plasma bodies within the dome, within the core of Mother Earth. You know, within this dome, we're all kind of landed now. We're all kind of together. And we have our plasma Christos guardian with us. Another aspect of ourselves. It's as if they're kind of creating another grid. We're in a disk. We're all kind of on a horizontal plane together within this dome. We're being kind of moved around into like a pattern. The best way I can describe it is it's each one of us like represents a node in what's called the, I would just call it the organic evolutionary grid cycle. It's 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 12. No, 2, 4, 8, 16, 2, 4, 8, 16. Just don't worry about that particular alignment. Your higher self is kind of maybe grabbing you by the shoulders or just energetically having you move to a specific spot. And their focus is, let's say that your higher self, we have a team, our higher self team, our Christos team. Their focus is the alignment of our disk together. We don't really need to worry about that other than to notice that we might be feeling even more charged in our plasma body as we align into the sacred geometry. It's almost like a mathematical circuit. You may notice that you're just kind of pulsing with a little bit more vibration, more light, definitely more light. But our focus is individually and collectively for us to move into planetary grid, wherever you're being called, breathing and exhaling your Christos codes into that portion of the diamond grid. As you begin to synchronize with the planetary grid, and if you had a specific place great. Some of you just went through the whole grid. You kind of held the whole grid. And see if you can duplicate or just feel your connection to that portion of the grid or the entire grid and duplicate that feeling within your heart center. Maybe you have the image of pulling in the planetary grid and holding it within the core of your diamond heart. And you begin to notice that you're not only having an interchange with the Krystos core of Mother Earth into the grid, but now you've are having from your own heart field, breathing in from source within your heart, allowing it to inform your DNA, and exhaling it out into the grid of Mother Earth. You may flicker between both plasma self, the core of Mother Earth, and your light body self, informing surface, grid. And with each breath, they're syncing up so that your plasma self within the diamond core, Casahedron dome, you're simultaneously bringing in energies from your own heart and from the heart of core of Mother Earth. Connecting your DNA codes, your scalar waves, plasma Krystos codes into planetary grid. Just take a moment now just to integrate both as one. Just relax now. Allow your breathing to relax. Your, even your focus or your intention, just relax. Just allow everything to just flow through you. And our Krystos plasma self is just now pouring plasma energy, healing energy. You may see it as a kind of a Celestine blue into your plasma body, into your light body, and into your physical body. feel complete, just kind of bring your hands, namaste. Breathe in gratitude into your heart, and then expand it into your Krystos self, your Krystos guardian, for joining their blueprint with yours. And then just turn around, find your oval exit point, oval event horizon. You might even feel yourself kind of gliding now. You're in your plasma body. You can glide across the floor. Try it. You may even notice how your feet are feeling the anti-grav energies pulsing in your feet, almost like a little bit of an electrical tingling. Now you've in front of your portal and just kind of move through it ever so gently and easily. You moved into your plasma self outside, into your plasma bubble, still connected to your antakarana. One more breath into your heart, breathing in. With the intention now of just gently pushing up or breathing up through the top of your bubble, you're just going to push your bubble back up through your antakarana into your surface self. Feel your bubble bloating up, floating upwards. Some of you, you went right there. You already circled your plasma self in your auric field. Just kind of lock in. Feel all the new codes that are radiating from your radial body into your auric field, down into your bones, your DNA codes in your bones. And then when you've landed fully, slowly opening your eyes.
Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week.